tech tip of the day. Tech tip, as usual. Been creating, having fun, doing a couple things here and there. My test, outdoor test, non-flight test, but just sunlight test, went very well with my ND filter. So I put some shoe glue around it to secure the lens in place. This solves the problem. I think I'll do a video on this down the road. But yeah, so these cheap cameras don't like a lot of light. They're more designed for whooping and stuff inside the house. This one, not horrible, but let's just say I'm looking, and I go up into the sky. Before it would black out all of the ground, disappear, and then when you come back down, then it would slowly come back into play. With this on it, I got it a little bit, but as soon as you dropped it, instantly was able to get picture back and the world of difference. So I got to find F and Chet. It's a Caddx Turtle ND filter. If anybody has one they want to part with or know where I can get one right now, because everywhere they say out of stock. But anyway, today's tip, tech tip, and again, it's not necessarily equipment, but it's a broad span of things. And today's tech tip or advice is try new things. Try different stuff. If you always sit down when you fly, stand up. Start learning to fly standing up. Always just pick out different things, go different routes. Always kind of push yourself, progress. I try all kinds of different stuff, and I've gotten to the point, for example, where flying, standing up is not a problem anymore. I stand on logs in the woods and push myself as in balancing and trying to take control of your body as well as your mind when you're flying, because yes, you need focus for what you're doing, but also to be able to block out all of those things so you can concentrate on standing and or sitting or whatever. Try different gaps, try different things, go different places, try new places. The idea is to push. So the tech tip or the advice is to push yourself. If you only do what you're comfortable doing all the time, you will never progress. You'll never learn acro. You'll never learn a power loop. There's all kinds of things that come along with this hobby, and that can be taken into customization. That was a challenge, so to speak. It was kind of inventive, creative, just trying new things, like pushing myself. Let's see if it works, instead of just going, oh, it won't work, I don't like it, buy a camera. Trying to save a couple bucks, budget friendly, giggity. always just be looking in every avenue you can. If you don't fly line of sight, or you're not very good at line of sight, try learning line of sight. Line of sight is fun. It's cool for showing off to your friends if you just want to show off LEDs and stuff like that on the quad, or testing and tuning. And believe it or not, there are some people that I've known that can't fly line of sight. Before I technically made in a quad after a build, or even just a pre-build back in the day, or like the Avata, I'll pop test it in line of sight, see how it moves and responds. After years of testing and tuning and stuff, by doing it line of sight, I can hear the quad. I can hear how the motors are responding, if there's a breeze, or if I'm just maneuvering it fast, to see how the quad is doing. So learning line of sight is important. And again, obviously there are people that have never flown FPV or are having a hard time with it. I know motion sickness is some for others, depending on the goggles. There are tricks to the trade, so to speak, and everybody's different. For me, for a while, putting my head up instead of tilting it side to side. There are all kinds of different things you can do to help mitigate that weird feeling, which takes a while. Some people, it never kind of goes away, but I tend to put my face down so my chin is touching my chest. It helps ground me physically, so when I'm flying around, I don't feel like I'm flying around. I don't want to fall over. I had constantly, especially with the tiny whoop, I'd fly around myself close. I'd fly through my legs and stuff, get comfortable with stuff like that. But I don't want to drag it out. Just a simple thing. And there's a million examples, but you follow what I'm doing. Just get out there, do your thing, try new stuff. Dive in trees, shooting through the trees, create gaps, use, and gates is another thing I want to get into down the road, with creating LED gates, or just like the newbie drones, air blown up gates that smaller, up, you know, like a Sin 8 could fly through, Beta 95X. Even those size quads can fly through these, and that helps push you towards being able to do proximity, flying close to things or shooting those gaps. If you have stuff that you could test and fly through and not damage anything, it'll make it easier down the road when you want to fly up in the trees, or you're purposely flying around your friends with permission and stuff like that. So push, push, push. Don't just settle for what you do. Get out there and be the best that you can be. Simple. Deuces.